Because cameras didn't replace painters. They just replaced painters that could only make art this way.
Yeah.
You couldn't understand the process. If
Cameras replace the value of a photograph, like a value of a captured moment. It's quick. I can capture you eating this bagel here.
But you see that? That is what people sometimes don't like. Because
the quickness is going to eliminate the value.
The quickness of it and the tangibility of it. The fact that people can do that, it does kind of take away from that. But I do think you just got to make that shit.
But look at how Jay-Z sitting them looking at paintings now, where paintings, the value of real went up.
Yes. And that's where you shouldn't really worry about that. You just use that shit as your intern. You got to use AI like your intern, meaning you got to get in front of that shit and you tell it what to do. Or else it's going to be the intern that replaces your ass.
That's it.
You'll be the cashier. Like, damn.
That's why I was
saying.
You
should always be in a growth mindset because of that. Like,
Terrell, man. Yo, it's the MalloryBros podcast, episode 253. We back, man. Back in this bitch, man. I'm back on my shit. Toby be humble. I'm cocky as hell.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Say that.
Hey, look. We back, man. It's the 253 episode. That's the Tacoma, Washington area. If you're from the Seattle 206 area, that's my home away from home. Shout out to my fam out there.
Yes, sir.
And shout out to the people in the 253 Tacoma area.
For sure.
Y'all already know, if you look at Seattle on your chart, Tacoma's right there. You've been to SeaTac, you get straight off the plane.
Drive down.
You look like Kendrick Lamar at the pop out like shit, boy. Fuck out of here. How'd you dress? Pipe down, young. This some hoe, other.
I'm gonna save my jokes for you.
And some bitch with him. You know how you don't be rapping the whole thing. They say Kendrick be saving his breath.
That's a nice shirt, bro. That ass starting off with good vibes. I'm not even gonna cut you up. I'm gonna just say, bro, I'm just gonna start with love.
Because he can't say nothing. That's why I gotta keep getting on.
Because I can get you, because you definitely, this pattern.
Nigga look like he dressed for field day. You on the red team. It's the red team.
It's the red squad.
Hey, can we start with that? Let's keep it a hundo, y'all. If you didn't grow up, I'm not gonna stop. We're not gonna stop with that. Hey,
yeah,
Terrell, we can
always,
recap.
Yeah.
We can recap.
Okay, yeah.
How you been? You took a week off?
Nah, yeah. I was gonna say we need to start with the birthday, man. We put the last podcast out that was right before our birthday, and this birthday, bro, was more so like probably the most. Damn, what I want to say? I wrote the shit down.
I'll say this, man. My birthday.
Wait. I didn't mean that. I said B-Day actually made me feel like I truly made a small impact. You know why?
Why?
A lot of my birthday wishes this year was like proud of you, proud of what you've become. You see you falling now. You're doing great at that.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of like gratitude and like pride and like people like pouring into me like appreciation and stuff. And I never had that before. And if you never had a birthday like that, like I'm 31. So if you haven't had that, maybe it's just not your year to have it yet, or maybe you haven't recognized it yet. But this year I recognized that, you know? It wasn't just like regular happy birthday. Like this year I felt like, man, like people fuck with me a little bit, you know?
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, if you watch this, I say this. If you pour in, whatever you pour into the world, you'll just watch that pour back into you. Mm-hmm. And that goes both ways. You pour bad into the world, you be wondering why the fuck I got a flat tire. I don't know, my fucking windshield broke. Now I gotta hit the easy shield or whatever. Shit like that be happening to you. Sometimes it's because of the bad that you might push out into the world that you might not think anybody sees.
That's true. You never know.
And then in situations like that, Terrell, on your birthday, sometimes people don't see all the things that you do for the people outside of maybe an online source. And those are the people that are telling you happy birthday. So it's a good thing, bro. It's not like people saying, yo, your podcast is dope, so happy birthday. Okay, cool. You watch the pod. And that's no offense to anybody that's tapped in with us, but like people telling you about you as a person, that's definitely impactful. And for me, my birthday was one of the same, man. Definitely was one of them ones where I feel like, I think I said this, the older that I get now, it just kind of feels like a little bit, I'm starting to feel the Tracy Ellis Ross vibe of birthday. Like, let's just not say it. Let's just be it. I'm worried about Sonny's birthday.
But you know what, T? Now they said we need to stop doing that because we really not old.
And did we already talk about this?
We talked about that before, but the birthday didn't happen. So
okay, yeah, and yeah, people was saying that we wasn't old, and we not old. But look, I was talking. Who was I talking to? Oh, I was talking to my I was talking to a partner of mine. I was talking to my, you know. But I was recently talking to somebody about how you only get to be 30 once. Anybody who's 20 right now, 21, 22, 23, whatever age you are, you only get to be that age this one time. And then you getting ready to go be the next age. So they was talking about how, like, the world we live in, when they say something as random as, like, inflation being at an all-time high. Mm-hmm. Or, like, in your 30, like, at your age of 30, unfortunately, the country you lived in, inflation was at an all-time high. Eggs was, you know what I'm saying? You could look back, and the country could be in a much better place and be like, damn, when I was 30, and this is the convo we was having. When I was 30 and supposed to be creating a foundation, I had this crazy world.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Our generation, it's crazy. I was talking to Dad, and he was like, so, my dad be asking me, you know how your parents start asking you certain shit? Dude, when's the wedding gonna be? And I'm like, yeah, you know, we saving for this, we saving for that. And then I was like, damn, y'all like was able to do certain shit different than us or speedier than us because y'all didn't have to space certain shit out. Y'all can afford to get married, buy a house, do all of this in the same year. You know what I'm saying? Like with us, our generation, that we was talking about how the cost of shit went way up, but the amount of money people made didn't go up with the cost of shit. So now we kind of the generation that, you know how many 30-year-olds that have never owned a home, never, you know, can't buy a new car because it's fucking $700 and something the average car note now. Like our generation, our 30 is very different from the 30 of our parents. Almost to the point where they can't relate.
They can't.
You can't relate to being 30 now. You can give me, you know, you got the life. You got to see 60, or you got to see years past 30. But damn, you don't know what this one like.
They don't know what our 30 like. Look, we came out that pandemic and impacted me.
Here he goes.
Came out the pandemic, it impacted me. I used to ask mom for $20. Now I keep a rack on me.
Boo.
I ain't talking about sinners. When I say I keep a stack with me.
Woo. Terrance, no, you fucked it up.
I couldn't
it would have been fire.
Okay, well, I got the judge looking at me ready for it, boy. Fuck out of here. Okay, I'm about to get to cutting him up. Kool-Aid t-shirt. Hey, it's red everywhere when we get the... Outside of my birthday, Sonny also turned 8 months old, bro. So we are at that age where she is definitely starting to get her own... You know what I mean? Like... Independence. Her personality is coming through, though. Like, she's starting to be scared of certain things that she normally wouldn't be scared of. She's starting to, like, say and do certain things.
Dope, man.
Shout out to A-Train. She is actually in Seattle right now, handling some family stuff. So it is just your boy with the Sonny B for a little short period, man. And it really tests your father-parent skills, man, when you really are the only one in the driver's seat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one thing that makes me feel good and proud to say is that A-Train trusts me enough to be with, you know, her daughter while she isn't there. And I was going to say, like, that to me is a badge of honor that I carry.
You should be very proud.
And I'm very proud of that.
You should be.
Because
you should be dead ass.
And I'm dead ass.
Because sometimes if the mom leave, the dad is like, what do I do?
Yeah, not at all.
But you are also fortunate to work the way you work, to be able to spend the time in the crib. It's not to indict niggas that can't spend the time and don't know, but it is dope.
Yeah. And I'm not giving myself no excuses like he said, oh, to work the way you work. Nah, fuck that.
No, that's a benefit.
Even the way I work, even if I work somewhere else.
Terrance, no, if your black ass had to spend 60 hours a week,
okay, but put it like this.
In somebody building, then you may not.
And that's true. But what I was mainly talking about, y'all, is not necessarily like the availability I have, more so just the trust. Because you know some niggas are sickos. Some niggas are just assholes. Did you see the nigga that was throwing the pillow at the kids?
Yeah.
And it was like, the fuck is wrong with him? Bro, sometimes, and let's be honest, men go through a lot. Your emotions gonna be tested off the walls. So my thing is like, I'm glad that I'm like showcasing something that's trustworthy because, bro, I'm telling you, I've done the research. It's I'm giving myself the flowers because, hey, fellas, if you got a kid out there, ask your woman if she could go and go on a vacay real quick, leave you with the kid.
Y'all need to ask her. Y'all need to ask yourself if you would be good.
Bro, they all gonna say, I'm gonna be good. When they go ask their woman gonna say, I think I'm gonna take little Montreal with me. Why? He would be just fine with me here.
Nah, yeah, you may have to have a honest conversation.
Now you back watching the pod, like, let me go back and see what he said in the beginning.
What is this nigga doing that I'm not?
He said it was the lifestyle. You in there talking about how you lived to her? You want me to cut the grass more? You want me to go outside more?
You go buy that shirt?
I think I'm here every day. He buy this shirt? Oh, you trying to be funny?
No. It's just funny.
Nigga got on a do the right thing shirt. Like shit, boy. Fuck out of here, boy.
Do the right thing shirt.
You got to do the right thing shirt. Basic. You look like man one. Fuck out of here, boy. You didn't even have a name in the.
You look like your favorite song is "Ain't No Mountain High, Ain't No Valley Low, Ain't No River." You look like you from that generation, boy. Enough. If you need, you will come over. You look like a.
You look like a nigga that sells rims, boy. Fuck out of here.
You look like if Moesha came home from school and her
nigga
father
look like
was
he
outside talking to his friend. You the friend.
Moesha papa friend.
You the friend that came over. What's going on, Moesha? You just got home from school. I'm over here with Daryl.
And yeah, you look like you was in Moesha. You was bruh's name who was her friend. Now you know I don't even trust you like that.
Tyrone. What's his name?
You look like him.
Man, y'all don't even have a Moesha today. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, they do.
Who the Moesha of today, Terrance? You know who wasn't Moesha? Think about it. They don't have a Moesha, bro. And it's just that palette. They don't have it. They don't have it. Terrance, they don't have it. They don't have it.
Music
even
drives
True
this
Jackson
shit.
VP and what
oh, that was all Disney. Yeah, that was not
and
like
even what like Z-Day did, like Zendaya show, all of them that had shows, like there's no show that gives you the feel of what Moesha gave you that we have today. That they can say, yo, a young girl can watch that show. That could be her favorite show. And it's a girl that looked like me. She's in high school like me. And it's not Disney-ish. Where she got a white best friend and an Asian person right here because they trying to mix it up because it's Disney. Like Moesha
could have been on Centric.
Her life was so authentically like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it was cut from the cloth of shows like...
You know what's crazy?
Like the real black shows, Terrell. That was like low key. That's pivotal. You talking about it like it was in an era of True Jackson VP. True Jackson VP was
no. What I'm saying is, it seemed like our shows
I feel what you mean,
went more. Yeah, we went more to the, and I get it. You know,
it's like with the pop the balloon.
With everybody,
we went more. Yeah.
Like we don't have those shows like that no more. Like what is it on BET Plus, done by Tyler Perry, but it's really for 35-year-olds. They got more Moesha. They got Moesha for the 35-year-olds than we do for the.
You know what? You're 100% right.
Kids.
You do have more of you following the woman's life and whatever. But then again, you know, there's the little joints that you're not tapping into.
And I think the dopest thing about them shows was the lessons, bro. If you go back, you just be watching a random ass episode and you'll be like,
same thing with Fresh Prince and stuff like that. Yeah,
hell yeah.
Little, even in Martin, it'd be a little don't cheat or don't steal lesson.
Yeah. Remember when Martin and them got put out and their couch was on the street?
Yeah. You know what's crazy? You start growing up and seeing where the lessons were in that. Because when you're young, you see the jokes. The more you get older, you start being in them situations. Your couch on the street.
That's a fact.
Hey, y'all remember this episode of Martin? Hey, look, now we Martin and Gina. It's like, shut up, nigga.
You dead ass though, all right.
But that ass, you start living your own.
One thing we did do over the weekend, me and G got the fan premiere joints, the screening tickets for the Weeknd's movie, which I was excited for. She was excited for it. She loves Weeknd. I love that album. So we went and saw it at the theater. It's a real nice ducked off theater that's not super upscale and like we normally go. And you know what? They had food and stuff, but like you sitting in the fold down seat, no table style. You just kind of fold the joint. That's an old school joint, which I don't think they should give you loaded nachos if you don't have a table. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of bougie in that way. You giving me shit I need to like sit. We sitting on the knees like we had the cookout.
Oh, okay, yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
But that movie was not good, y'all. I'm sorry. That's gonna be the nice way of me saying it. It was not a great film. I think Weeknd had great intention with that joint. I feel like doing a movie with your album is dope. Don't nobody really do that.
And it was every song from the album.
No, that was another letdown of the joint. Spoiler alert, I'm not gonna like spoil the movie, but I'm gonna say a couple of things about it. That's the thing. There was songs from the album in it for sure, right? The title track was kind of like the most prevalent, but they didn't have a lot of the songs from the album in that joint. A lot of the songs from that album just weren't.
I didn't think it would. I think
Weren't
it was
in it.
more
I thought
about
it
the
was-
story, but yeah.
Not even gonna get too deep on it. I will say, even though I thought that the movie wasn't good, it doesn't change how I feel about the album. That's still to me an album of the year contender. Does not change anything about the album to me. They're two separate pieces of art, and I don't think it should influence how you feel about the other. Would that change how you feel if you saw a movie that was bad but you liked an album?
He's doing it in a way where, like, all right, bet. He's trying to give you the story of the album within the movie. So if it would have just been a big movie with all the songs, people would have said, okay, this is basically like Beyonce's Lemonade. We just going to look at a big collection of videos. Well, it's not that. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
It's like, I think he wanted you to get more so like the story, and I'm sure like the characters in the movie represent. I know the deep dives are out there. That's why I'm saying I can't necessarily sit and say like I would let the movie impact the album. It's almost like let's say some other artist did this. Let's say Kanye's short Runaway.
Oh, the Runaway.
Yeah. If you ask me, that didn't necessarily make me love the album more, but I loved Runaway short film. But it didn't influence how I felt about the music post hearing it. You know,
But did it make you feel better? Because I feel like if it's done well, it should make you feel even better about the album.
You know what it did? But then you could also say Runaway short film was a big ass music video. So you can't just say that because this is Weeknd doing something different. And low-key, him not having a good score kind of speaks to like mixing the two genres is tough.
No, I think it had a good score. I thought
you said it had a low score.
Oh, I thought you were talking about scoring. My bad. But yeah, critics scores.
like the fact that people are gonna like say, "Oh, what was this? What was that? It wasn't good," is because
Terrance, you would have to.
But look, I'm not expecting a movie that's about an album to be good.
Terrance, you are expecting a movie though. You're expecting a beginning, middle, end. Even if you're gonna give me an anthology where we start in the middle, where we start 10 years before, I need to be able to follow
Terrell,
something.
Look, all I'm gonna say is this: I would have told you the movie was bad before I went and saw it. That's why you think I ain't say, "Yo, go see Weeknd's movie." We about to go see Weeknd's movie. You're an artist who's a musician that's about to put a movie out for your album. It's probably going to be
Terrance.
like...
Because we just talked about the Kanye Runaway. Your black ass didn't say that back then.
But
watched.
like you said, it was a runaway long extension music video. It's not you trying to be a fake ass actor and you just did that idol shit.
Nah, yeah. Your gates go up.
So
gates go up when it comes to film.
Oh, yeah.
Terrance gonna gatekeep
when
you
I
out.
seen what y'all did with the idol, it's like,
It was that.
Yeah.
But we gave Weeknd some slack, and the only reason we went.
Hold on, wait. But what about the acting?
I didn't think the acting was that bad as people say. If you've seen the movie, then you'll know that that's one of the least worst parts about it. Literally one of the okay, yeah, Weeknd can't act, but come on, y'all. We have seen musicians play in movie roles. You seen Chris Brown in Takers? Wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't that bad. But let's get it, Terrance. Google VEO. How you say it?
Recently, it's so funny, y'all. Google stock price went down when Bill Gates announced that he was going to no longer be I don't know if it's...
I can read this from the...
It's not CEO. Bill Gates is no longer the CEO of Google. Microsoft, if I'm not mistaken.
They said he sold all his whatever. He's getting ready to sell all of his whatever.
After Bill Gates announced that, Google stock price dropped for a little bit. But then it started to push a lot back up because they just recently announced a new VEO 3 text-to-video AI model, which is basically you put in some text. You could say, Terrell sitting here listening to an album while eating spaghetti. And it'll literally give you a video of Terrell listening to music while eating spaghetti. Like, you'll hear music in the background in his headphones. You'll hear him eating the spaghetti.
You'll hear the fork at the plate.
It'll really be
me
him.
eating the spaghetti, all of the sounds that people make, which is one of the most complex things to recreate. You know what I'm saying? That's why they use stuff like that as an example. Like, people doing real intricate shit, because that's very hard to do. Think about it. Somebody knitting a blanket in AI, like the girl that was knitting the blanket in the AI video. Do y'all know how fucking this is not real.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy what they can do with this stuff, y'all.
And it is definitely high definition. If you look at some of the clips that's around the internet showing the versatility of this AI model, I think a lot of people have speculated that maybe this is the start of us seeing AI really putting its foot very firm on the creative grounds. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I saw somebody talk about how if we can do it like this, then the future is bright.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not bright for people who don't look at AI. Like, Trey, you have a problem with AI. But I think if right now I could in less than 5 minutes, y'all. If in less than 5 minutes I can generate a 10-second clip, right? Mm-hmm. In the future, that means I'm going to be able to do a whole movie from just what I type. Show me a movie about a woman who loves the man and then the man ends up loving somebody else. Enter. That motherfucker will spit out, why won't it? 2 hours, original storyline, original characters, original plot twist. Soon, Terrell, this dude said it on a TI. I saw him say that. Soon you won't even have to go to the movies. Soon you won't even want to see new movies. Soon you'll just literally be able to type the movie you want to see in your mind, hit enter, take your popcorn and say, all right, bet I'm about to just watch what I just typed and just see what comes out. Because guess what? I will be watching I'm going to be the only person that sees this first.
But, and now this is the thing that this is where the conversation comes to. Because I'll ask this.
I'm not saying that I love or like that. I'm just saying that.
Because you basically saying you like AI. You like the fact that you can do that. You like the fact that nobody has to really do this.
I'm not saying
anybody can just say whatever and then see what gets spit out.
I'm not saying I like it. I'm just speaking more so to the power of the model.
No, I'm saying you fuck with that.
I haven't seen anything from AI creatively that to me puts real pressure on the real creators.
And that's the conversation.
It's always, it looks like, yeah, that's true. But until I can see, and I ain't gonna lie, with the VEO 3, we did kind of see, I don't know if you seen the military joint where the dude was looking over the warship. I said, oh, okay, bet.
That joint crazy.
But I haven't seen anything yet that makes me feel like it really is about to take over or put pressure. I do feel like it's just a tool, Terrell. You know what I mean?
There's a couple things that I'll think about that I wrote down. Number one is job displacement. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm a production designer, if I'm a cinematographer, if I'm a cameraman, if I do grip work, any type of whatever you do, if you're a script supervisor, if you do writing work, if you work in the film industry, stuff like this is scary because it is almost eliminating what you do, period. Like you said. If I could just say, show me a movie starring this girl doing this.
Then we're going to get rid of the whole industry.
The money that people make working in that industry. You say, show me a movie. Normally, I have to go and find something that a bunch of motherfuckers worked on for months, years sometime together and put this in and then we watch it.
Yeah.
What you telling me, and that's even if I put something on YouTube. That's even if we watching a Nathan Zed video. This nigga had to shoot all of this. People watching this podcast know at some point these niggas sat right there and shot this. So I do feel like when I think about like the jobs that are attached to the industry, which is why I'm surprised you just so... You would low-key lose. You know how many sets? Because think about it. Don't think about now, but think about the future.
Stop it.
Think about the future. All right, well, you're not going to admit that doing that, it's almost like if somebody said, damn, the cashier's gonna lose their job.
Sure, but that's
They
what
will.
I'm about to tell you.
The cashiers will.
But you didn't give a fuck about the cashiers, Terrell. You like
Terrence,
self-checkout.
no, what I'm saying.
And let's keep it a stat.
What I'm saying.
You
is
did not give a fuck about the cashiers. And look, I caught his ass up.
Terrence, that's not.
You didn't care about them losing their jobs. Why are you acting like you care about the boom mic
Terrence,
man?
I'm not saying no. What I'm saying is
AI boom sound now. So no more
different-
boom sound. No, take your black ass home and figure something else out.
Terrence, no, what I'm saying is y'all. This is the thing about
That's
AI.
what everybody else has to do.
This is the thing about AI. It's not just the fact, because you're right. I'm with you. No, I'm with you on the fact that it's a tool, right?
Yeah.
Photoshop didn't create it's the famous quote. Photoshop didn't replace photographers. Like, just because I could go on Photoshop and make this joint look great,
Yeah.
you steal some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a tool. Like, the best creators are going to be able to adapt with the AI, and they're going to make crazy ass stories, because there's benefits.
That's it. Yeah,
You
that's
know?
what I'm thinking.
Now we can have Tom Cruise in a movie, and with his consent, we can
Use AI
maybe use some AI for this scene, and we can make it look like this dragon bit his ass and took him way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if that's Tom Cruise, he gonna be with the motherfucking dragon.
And they've already essentially been using
And they already have started doing that. But
shit already. You talking about it's dangerous when we don't need Tom Cruise, but we can.
Yes,
That's when it's dangerous.
It's dangerous there, and it's also that's another point. My first point being about the people working is the point of, yeah, people think right now like it's like an inevitable reality.
Yeah.
Because it always starts as, this isn't going to replace that. Look, people still are cashiers. Yeah, one motherfucker in the store now. Used to be 16. So it is a sad reality, especially when it's not real creativity. It's just kind of like, I'm about to put this idea right here and just spit stuff out. But like you said, real creators will be fine, I think.
I think real creators will be fine. I think this is my thing. It's a tool, y'all. I don't think AI is going to be able to give me a Christopher Nolan film that's better than the film that Christopher Nolan can give me. I do think AI puts pressures on creators to actually create again, though, when you really think about it. Mm-hmm. Because if AI is going to make it very easy, you as a creator have to show why art being organically made feels different. Because I ain't going to lie, AI feels AI. Organic art feels organic. You could tell when this is made AI. You can. I'm telling you.
But
so far, you can tell.
You're right. But with this Google VEO,
Yeah.
this is another level. You see?
So this my
Because
thing.
It's getting harder to tell.
But
what's
if
AI
I find out
and tell
that this
what's-
was AI, this whole thing that I just watched. Hey, did you know that whole thing you just watched was AI? What do I feel robbed of? What do I feel blinded of? I don't give a fuck. It was AI. Wow. Okay, bet. So a computer made all of that stuff. You don't give a fuck about it when it's a video game and you playing Spider-Man and they made the whole world look like this.
Terry, that's completely different.
I mean, it is, but it ain't.
I guess
it's a movie. You're watching a movie, and people be like, "Oh, they're taking away from the actors who are in the job studios." Okay, yeah, but like, who gives a fuck?
Okay, yeah, but like, who gives a fuck? Does it sound crazy to you?
Trey, no, they can still make movies that will still. I don't think AI is making movies that are going to replace what we just got from Sinners. There's no AI. I don't think AI, because of what Sinners had in it, the stars, because of the mind,
the stars, because that's what I was. You're right.
I don't think that.
Because I agree with that. I don't think AI can make Sinners. I don't think AI can make Sinners. I think, though, Ryan Coogler using AI could make Sinners because it's his film. It came out of his brain. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like some shit that just work on its own. You still got to drive that motherfucker. You still have to, like, tell it. You still have to give it detail. It's not. You can't just say, make me a vampire film set in the 1930s. It's going to spit Sinners out.
That's true.
Like, there's so much detail that goes into making a good piece of art where I do feel like the creatives are fine. It's also, the big implication or the big scary thing is how threatened the medium is.
Yeah.
You feel like, all right, bet, we're replacing real people. Whenever you go to replace real people with systems in art, at a grocery store, it makes more sense because it's like, okay, cool. But if I'm an actor, or if I do work on sets, or if I'm whatever, and I feel like, damn, we are gonna start losing jobs if we start doing more, if we start investing in more artificial intelligence work, I have every right to feel threatened.
Yeah.
If I work on sets, because what's to stop Warner Bros. To say, fuck paying this motherfucker to act and do a whole set when it's cheaper for us?
What should the cashier have done with what should the cashier have done with
that's fucked up. Let me say this.
Let me say it.
That you wouldn't agree if they didn't act anymore. That's crazy.
What should the cashier have done knowing that self-checkout was coming? Should they have been like the nigga that was... Should have been like the nigga that was moving his head real fast? There's nothing you can do about a tool coming. You just have to continue to be organic, and you should be fine. That's why I say I don't think Denzel Washington and Spike Lee, who got this new movie coming out, is it called Highest to Lowest?
I believe so.
I don't think they're worried that AI is going to compete with, these fake ass models where they're still making you look fucking stupid as shit. It ain't there yet, y'all.
Terrance, but
it's
that's the scary part.
But this is my thing.
You know who you are in the movie? You the nigga in the movie.
I'm not the nigga that's saying that we're not going to die.
The threat as a baby, and you say,
when Dustin thought the
Demogorgon was a cute lizard because it was small until it's eating your fucking cat. Like, Terrance, that's the thing about this VEO is like, oh shit, look, we got AI that looks just like such and such, right? That's where we started. Oh shit, this is AI. Y'all be careful because they can like AI make you look like stuff. Now we starting to see video. That video of Will Smith jaw like fucked me up. Because it wasn't perfect. It did look fucked up. But why are we making these fast-ass advancements? That's what's scary.
Don't y'all feel like it's about time that we get to a point in the future where we actually start feeling like it's the future? I don't want to help Sonny with homework.
Do you know what's scary about this nigga? You don't even realize, Terrance?
Entire project chat.
They could make you...
The entire project was done on Gemini.
Do you know?
I'm just playing, y'all.
Somebody in AI could say...
I'm just not being Mr.
Terrance, somebody could make an AI and say, make me a movie about Terrence Mallory's life.
Yeah.
Your black ass did vlogs for years.
Yeah.
So they got all types of back metadata to go and find. You have a 253 podcasts where you wear different outfits. We can build this nigga a whole wardrobe. He's had different haircuts. He's worn different hats. Think about it. They got Will Smith on there eating spaghetti because guess how much metadata we have of Will?
Yeah.
This nigga's been everywhere. And guess whose black ass has uploaded?
This is where I get niggas.
That's not scary to y'all?
Terrance, this is what I don't get with niggas.
Terrance, it's scary when you...
What about that? This is my thing. If there's all of this metadata out there because you have your Facebook, listen, you sound like you're talking to a 58-year-old man scaring the fuck out of him and his family. You have your Facebook pictures up there. You've uploaded videos. There's metadata everywhere. You use words like metadata to scare the fuck out of old people. I'm not one of you niggas. Look, we're not your little niggas.
Let me
say this.
Okay.
I do not fear somebody doing that to me. Y'all know why? Why would you do that to me? Why? If I have so much metadata out there, what about Beyonce? What about Nicki Minaj? What about all of the celebrities? They're gonna have that shit done to them first if it's gonna happen to
you're not thinking big.
Me. And low key, what am I so upset that somebody took the metadata that I put on the internet and made a dope ass movie with an expensive software?
No.
Oh, all right,
you sound crazy.
As long as they ain't selling it or making me look stupid.
I just feel like you're not thinking big.
Then I feel like if I don't like the way it looks, Terrell, I can say I don't like the way this looks. This coming off the internet. Terrell,
you're thinking about like if, like I said, I did use the movie analogy, but the reality is you won't have to deal with it that way. You're not about to be in no movie. Nobody's gonna make a movie about you. But I feel like the scary part of this AI shit is what happened when your racist neighbor says he came over on my Ring cam and slapped the hell out of my wife. And then he got a video of you on Ring camera slapping the hell out of his wife, but it's all AI. What happened when we get to the point where we can't tell if that was really you or if that was a user created you? What happened when, did you see Kevin Hart got in a fight with Leon Thomas at the Mutt Live show? And we looking at these niggas fight, but it's AI. Like, we just watched Will Smith eat spaghetti that he did not eat. And yeah, did it look like him all the way? No, but this shit feel like when...
This is like you making a good point. Terrell, you make a good point.
What part are we at in the
I'm going to give you a good example.
This might not be safe, y'all.
You're right. because he makes a good ass point. I feel like I don't think that AI is as artistically poetic as just we are. I just feel like it's a robot. The only way it can be that good is if we tell it to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, I don't think I can say, make me a movie, and it's just going to make a better movie than the best ones we can make. So that's my only part. But what Terrell is saying is very, very, very true, and a good example I'll give you is the NBA Central, NBA Central shit on Twitter.
Yep.
That is a good example of how NBA Central gets up there and they say, Josh Hart was just traded to the Washington Wizards for Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole. Everybody get under there saying, so-and-so got fleeced. This team got fleeced. What? And then they say you look stupid as fuck because guess what? This isn't the real NBA Central, but it looked so real besides just one letter in their joint. And I think you're right. That is dangerous what you're talking about. If somebody can manipulate the Oscars, like, do you remember when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock? People thought it was fake.
Yeah, when we watched, we sat there, we watched that. We were like, "Yo, is that real?" But we didn't think it was.
We didn't think it was AI.
We thought it might have been staged.
Oh, what if they did that? Like,
did they stage this?
Even though it wasn't, you could tell it wasn't fake. There was a small group of people that said, "Man, that shit wasn't real." It was real, but like you said, we can have more moments like that aren't real in the future with AI. That's gonna fuck everybody's mind up.
The best example I can give you of that is what we went through last year with the beef. When niggas started dropping records that weren't on, think about it, we only a year past that too. When Drake dropped push-ups, right? Remember niggas didn't believe that was real. We were like, oh yeah, that's AI. I was famously online like, that's not real. I'm not believing that. I'm like, y'all really think that Drake put that out and just sent it? And it ended up being real, but since we've been dealing with so much AI, you're right. There's way more conversations where people are like, is that real? Than we've ever had before.
Yeah.
I will say this, though. Terrance is 100% right when it comes to the creative process. Because we talking about the scary shit. That's the scary side of it. The future implication. But there are actually a lot of benefits to something like VEO if you try and be a creator. Think about that. If you thinking about shooting a film in Tokyo, right? I want this joint to be set in Japan. Imagine if I'm thinking like that, right? Google VEO costs $249.99 a month.
Costs $149.99 right now for 3 months.
Oh, on sale.
For the first 3 months, you get $149.99, and then you get $249 after.
Yeah. So this is probably the most tangible tool. That's the thing that you were saying about it. Like, it's more tangible than it's ever been.
Yeah.
$249 is a lot, but like, it's really not a lot.
It's not
what you can do with it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
When you think about stuff like that, if I'm thinking about planning a movie, maybe we shoot it in Japan. Maybe we shoot it at this. Maybe shoot it here. I can use the Google VEO to do that. If I'm a student of the art, I can use the Google VEO to learn more about pacing, tone, delivery. You can literally set it up to where you say, I want this character to tell this person, fuck you, you left my dad, whatever. But I want there to be some trauma. I want it to have this tone. You could direct through it in a way you can't do that.
And I want you
couldn't do that in film school.
You know
and
then you can manipulate certain things that help you in different ways. That's why I say, the one thing I challenge everybody that's watching this to do is stop telling yourself the false bullshit conspiracy things that your parents told you and just try to be there for the future. If they say flying cars coming out tomorrow, it's going to be a handful of y'all talking about why they not good. But guess what? In 100 years from now, when everybody's flying cars, your family's not going to be doing it because you were Mr. Conspiracy Man in the beginning. And it's the thing. Have your caution. Have your worry. But allow yourself to still learn about what's going on, even if you don't want to get included in it. Like, one thing I was thinking, imagine you want to learn how to be a chef, right? But you don't really do that well with learning. Right? You could download an entire study guide, enter that study guide into the VEO. I don't know if you can do this with this one now because I don't know if the video goes that long, but you could say,
you can do that.
Teach me this study guide, but teach me with a teacher that is a middle-aged, Gen Z. You know what I'm saying?
You could do all of that.
And now they will literally be implementing a bunch of different things that allow them to teach you with a video that you can hear yo, you want to get into being a chef, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if you paying that $149 and then inserting your study guide and then having them break it down to you in a video? What if that is your literal out? Like, what if that's the way you got to understand it?
Yeah.
And instead of you paying $400 for a cuisine, for what do you call it when you cook? Don't tell me, Terrell.
What?
When you cook, it's called
When you cook?
culinary arts.
Oh, okay.
Instead of you paying for a culinary arts class or a course for $400, all you really need to do is pay for an AI program. I'm telling you, stop thinking about it like, oh, this shit about to take over the world and get us all out of jobs. It can make you better so that you don't even need the AI level jobs that AI taking over. You up here where it's not going to affect you. You did it already.
Yep.
Are you a cashier that lost your job to self-checkout? No. And if you are, you probably don't care because you understand the world doesn't need
And the
that
jobs
anymore.
And the jobs that AI replacing are already the jobs that we undervalue as a society already.
Right.
Nobody gave a fuck about the cashiers that were they were making pennies. The motherfucker at Chick-fil-A making in the drive-thru, they're not making a livable wage. Some places they starting to make over 20 over this over that, but like if we being realistic, those jobs are kind of down here anyway.
And
what
didn't
Terrance
they
is
take special effects away from the Oscars this year? They're not even showing that on TV. They taking cinematography awards
And special-
away from the Oscars.
and special effects came. Think about, okay, you make a good point. Special effects and CGI came out. The people that do live animatronics, they thought it was over. But guess what? Jurassic Park's still using live animatronics. They just now use it with the AI. So
And
what
they
I
can-
think,
okay, yeah, see, that's it. But
we never lost the big Jurassic, the big T-Rex opening mouth. They still use those. They just now can make that motherfucker do things they couldn't before. I think what T's saying is it's really all perspective. The tool is not more valuable than you. That's the point. It is perspective. Like what Terrance is
That's
basically
true.
saying is you still have to create the art. You still are more valuable because you are a creator. It is a tool.
And yet, bro, it's literally like a placement thing too. You gotta really be looking at this shit. Like, I want you to imagine that on some whole shit, all you do is dig, right? They come out with a shovel that can pick a perimeter, go in a circle, dig the hole by itself, just as fast as you, right? You'll be like, oh shit, they got this shovel coming out, and the fucking shovel can dig. I mean, I can dig, but they got shovels now that can dig a hole by themselves. Okay, so just think about that. Why are you still digging when they have shovels that can dig themselves?
But that's easy to say, Terrance.
That's just a good question to ask
Creatively,
yourself.
though, you're right, though.
Period. Yeah.
We're not talking about the cashier. Now we're talking about the creative
Instead
process.
of you being upset that what you can do is easy now, you kind of gotta ask yourself, like, okay, bet, why am I still doing this? And that's where all your answers are, because the answer isn't you shouldn't be. The answer is I'm still doing this because I do it different this way.
That's
the
right.
answer is I'm still doing this because the way I do it is different from how that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you need a chin check moment like that.
You do.
Like-
Because cameras didn't replace painters. They just replaced painters that could only make art this way.
Yeah.
You couldn't understand the process. If
Cameras replace the value of a photograph, like a value of a captured moment. It's
Yeah.
quick. I can capture you eating this bagel right
But
here.
you see that? That is what people sometimes don't like. Because
the
that's
quickness is going to eliminate the value.
the quickness of it and the tangibility of it. The fact that people can do that, it does kind of take away from that. But I do
Will.
think you just gotta make that shit.
But
I
look
forget
at
what-
how Jay-Z sit in them looking at paintings now, where paintings, the value of real went up.
Yes. And that's where you shouldn't really worry about that. You just use that shit as your intern. You got to use AI like your intern, meaning you got to get in front of that shit and you tell it what to do. Or else it's going to be the intern that replace your ass.
That's it.
You'll be the cashier. Like, damn.
That's why I was
you
saying.
should always be in a growth mindset because of that. Like,
Terrell, imagine you scan and you're like, oh, they got self-checkout coming on down there and they're trying to give it of all of us. You're like, the only reason why I'm standing in your line, ma'am, is because I got 30 items. If I had 10, I'd be right down there. Your black ass
and then
needs to think about
it.
this.
You also might be the motherfucker in a position like, and I have had talked to employees before. I've worked at a place before and been at that point where you feel like, damn, I'm working here, but like,
Not in 5 years.
What does it look like for me?
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
You know, I tell Candace all the time, I tell my sister all the time to always be looking for jobs. Always look for this, look for that. Because you never know when somebody could say, we letting these motherfuckers go. And you know how many people don't? They've been working at the same place. I like to tell my employees this. Ooh, you know what? That's actually a gem. When you go tell your boss, I'm getting ready to go look for, I'm thinking about looking for a new job. I'm about to get the fuck out of here. We used to have this girl, I'm not going to say her name. She used to say, I don't give a fuck because I'm about to be out of here. You know, we knew she was never leaving. You know why? That lazy ass is not going to go home and fill out them job applications.
Damn. Yeah,
and
we know you barely do your work here.
So your job will call your bluff on if you even still looking at jobs. They like, this motherfucker ain't going nowhere. He been here for 6 years. He's going nowhere. Until we push him out because now we have the motherfucking system that can do what he can do.
Yeah, man. Think about how many people they got you training. That'll really let you know how long your black ass been there. Everybody new come in, they say, oh, you know, we got Terrell. He going to train with. Hold up.
You about to start getting
and
trained
I'm not
by
getting
R2D2.
training money.
You better start getting trained by C3PO.
Yep. And look, they going to walk your black ass out of there. You think they going to show you honor from all the people that's already in there working and you trained? All them people gonna be clapping while your old ass is walking your ass out of there. All the people you train.
All right, look. I did want to say this before we leave the film conversation. Not necessarily dealing with AI, but HBO Max going back. Oh shit, I'm already back. Max is going back to HBO Max.
And that's not trying to be too long on this.
Not long on this at all. Do you know why?
Because I felt like the last bullshit Max did not work and it was confusing.
And you know what? That's the overall consensus.
It was
This is
HBO
what they
Max.
did.
Then they went to Max and it was like
HBO Max, right? It's Discovery, Warner Bros. Discovery, right?
Yeah.
Warner Bros. Discovery, bet. Let's merge Max and Discovery so we can bring the credibility of what HBO brings to film with the lifestyle, nature side that come with Discovery, right?
Right.
We're going to merge the two and make Max. What end up happening? Apple TV, prestige. Netflix, prestige. You starting to see like shows get better. So HBO Max started feeling like, and if you go look at it, they lost more subscribers than they've ever lost going down to Max. And it's because they feel like losing the HBO took away some of their prestige.
Yeah.
And another reason they wanted to get rid of HBO while they was bringing Discovery is because HBO always was like adult shows, The Wire. And they got, you can watch cartoons and shit on that joint now. So they were like, bet, we're going to take away the HBO. But now they're bringing it back for that same reason. We lost prestige. These motherfuckers making great-ass shows and people thinking, oh, what the fuck is Max doing?
And honestly, I'm not really worried about Discovery at all.
Yeah.
Like, I really didn't give a fuck when they merged, and I thought it was dope. But, like, taking away HBO did make me think, I bet. I'm not seeing HBO. That definitely made, like, that black HBO, that was
how sometimes
blueprint.
You know how sometimes you fuck with something, but they got another brand that they do? You might not fuck with that one as much. That's what Warner Bros. Is basically doing with Discovery has, and some niggas fuck with it.
You mean HBO?
Warner Brothers owns Discovery that has HBO Max. Don't forget that WB is much bigger than you think. We can move past the HBO Max thing. We're going to keep our eyes on it, though, man, and see if the subscribers go up, but...
Nah, 100%.
Y'all know I be tapped into all of that. I be tapped into all of that, bro.
Kai Cenat Streamer University is something that's going viral right now on the internet. I think it's a super dope idea. Shout out to Bra. Shout out to all of the streamers. New, old, anybody that's interested in getting into streaming. I feel like it's dope, man. I thought it was...
For sure.
I thought you could tell, Terrell, it was one of those ideas that was like golden, but not super polished.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the clips I've seen of Kai, he looks stressed. Is that just me? I
haven't been tapped in, to be honest. I think,
haven't?
No, I think it's so dope. I've been seeing the people go, but I'll be lying if I said I was watching.
Not going to say too much about it. Just going to say, for the future, I feel like, you know how Kai did his joint where he did is it a subathon? Or
Yeah, where he was
like live for a whole month. But he did it already. And this was like, this one was dope because he had done it before. I think this being the first one, I feel like having all of the streamers under the same roof, seeing certain streamers interacting with each other, a lot of the people going through different streams, and
everybody's
all
live, right?
I felt like that was dope as hell, man. I don't know if y'all know A-Train be locked in. A-Train is tapped.
Nah, yeah, they got like all of the big wigs to go out that joint too. Like all of the best streamers out.
I'm telling
you.
Not
all of the best, but like people that I didn't think was gonna be there.
And I don't say A-Train is tapped to say that I'm not. I'm just saying.
Nah, yeah,
I
honestly,
feel like if A-Train is tapped in, then that means it is actually kind of like pretty big.
Nah,
Not
yeah.
saying she don't be tapped in, just, you know how your girl is tapped into some shit and you like, damn, that's actually like major.
Nah, yeah.
You know
Hell
when
yeah.
You know when some football shit come across your girl, TL, you like, oh, damn. Even though that's not football shit, I'm just saying, you know.
Nah, yeah.
It's a
sure.
big
I get what
deal.
you're saying.
Would you,
I think it's dope, man. I think it's a genius idea. I think it's a brilliant
too.
idea to kind of bring everybody together, do their thing. I love what Kai Cenat said. We were talking about what he said about the fact that he was turning down Amazon or turning down big companies like Amazon, Netflix, or these big streamers that came to him and want to, you know, get ownership of his show or have him bring it over there with a split. And I think it's dope that he just doing what he want. You know,
I think so. I think
the
it's
way
dope
he
too.
looks at his subs, I fuck with that. Y'all know I fuck with that. Like,
Man, it's exactly how we look at the Realest 9, man. We've been doing it for 5 years. So, like, one thing me and Terrell can definitely say we respect is that we already been doing that shit longer than a lot of these niggas when it comes to subscriber and not doing the big platform. Trust me. It is definitely a slow grind, and it's real easy to get enticed by the big platforms. You're right.
yeah.
He's definitely doing some pioneering shit. I'm a
think it's
fan of
dope.
him.
I think it's dope, man, because and then anytime you go through one of these companies, it comes with limitations. Even with us on YouTube, right? A lot of people look at us going to Patreon like, oh, it's just a money play. Like, oh, we just going over there for money. But like, do you remember how it was? We was especially doing music reactions, getting your videos getting blocked, you getting shit claimed, your channel getting threatened, you not really making no real money over there at all.
It's not no nigga that's doing YouTube right now primarily. That's the only thing he doing. And if it's the only thing he doing, the nigga's not happy doing it. If a nigga tell you,
Hold on, wait.
I'm getting paid by labels.
If
Bro,
if you doing what we
that's
do.
not sustainable.
If you doing what we was doing, which you using other motherfuckers' music in your videos, it's not
I just feel like
it's because if we only had vlogs but had this motion, oh, the YouTube stuff will be different because you're not dealing with UMG. A lot of niggas learned about who UMG was this year.
I'm just thinking about the up and down hills of that, bro. That's why I say, like, you don't see a lot of actors doing just movies anymore. Back in the day, when you got to Hollywood to be in movies, that's what you did. TV shows was like that step that you would, play with. But these days, you see actors, they say, I'm in a new movie coming out next week, but then I'm also in a new short series this week, and then I'm in a new show that's coming out this week because you just keep it, you keep the volume coming.
Yeah,
but
I feel like if Kai Cenat went on, when you go behind a Netflix or Amazon or one of these places, you can't, some of the raw shit don't be as raw because now you got people this person don't want to offend. It's like when you put your shit in Walmart. Okay. Now you got this big ass company that has they serve this big ass moral base, and now you can't have your man say
it's
shit
almost,
that wouldn't even really matter.
That's true. Terrell, I want you to imagine you open a venue, right? You open a venue right over here, and you get a bunch of little parties there, but you fuck around and get Floyd Mayweather to throw his birthday bash there. Now, that's a place known for where Floyd threw his birthday bash. Do you remember Floyd Mayweather? He threw his birthday bash there. So guess what? That's more enticing for other people from Floyd's level to come and throw their party there. But it's the same thing as Netflix. Netflix is the venue. Netflix wants you come throw your party here because it's going to help us look dope because look where he threw it. He made it to Netflix and people going to look like, damn, he threw his party where Floyd threw it, so he's somebody. I want to go there. But it's you're like really bigging up the venue.
It's like how people look at Arlette going to Netflix. Even though Netflix is the big wig, even though it's like it's the highest whatever, or one of, well, they are the biggest streaming platform.
They are.
Outside of YouTube.
It's just more so about, are we going to sell out for the, not really even sell out, but like, are we going to give it to the venue? Or we just going to keep building our own street over here? We got the venue right there popping. Y'all know what's there. But if we build something here and all of that is us,
why do it?
We could take our shit and go to where Floyd threw his party. But then we fall under that umbrella because Kai Cenat bringing Streaming University to Netflix, right? Would you look at Netflix different? No.
Nah, yeah.
It goes back to, hey, Kai made it to Netflix.
Yeah.
What if Arlette said, yeah, we about to be on Netflix, so fuck the YouTube joint. We made it to Netflix. They shit got the Netflix and wasn't the same, and guess what they leaning on? The home front.
Yeah.
I guarantee we just watched the last Pop the Balloon joint, and it wasn't that good this last week because whatever.
Where's the YouTube joint?
I ain't feel like it was that, but the YouTube joint. But they had like the joint from last week was good. Joint had like 1 million in a day, and I'm like, I know that Pop the Balloon joint on Netflix. I don't give a damn that it's Netflix. I don't feel like it's as popping as her YouTube joint still.
You're right.
But that's just a long story, less long on that, for real.
But shout out to Kai Cenat, man, continuing to push the boundaries and continuing to show like the level of what you can deliver as a content creator. You know, I let you see that it was that thing that was like talking about. It was a tweet that I saved. I'll bring it up later. But I like the fact that Kai Cenat put out these fucking cinematic trailers and like you a streamer, but you like raising the stakes on like you raising the ceiling on that profession.
Man,
like,
yeah.
It's crazy. I'll ask you this real quick, Terrance. Commanders.
Yeah.
Right? And the rest of the NFC East are going to be on the NCs and Hard Knocks. You happy about that?
Man, I'm so hype about that. But then again, I'm a little annoyed, but whatever. I just feel like
I didn't even watch Hard Knocks last year.
I don't know why I feel like the Eagles have had a Hard Knocks before. Maybe y'all didn't.
It's a couple teams that have been on that joint a few times.
But I just feel like the Giants were on Hard Knocks. We just saw that with Daboll. Like, the Giants got Hard Knocks before.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cowboys have had it.
Cowboys have 100% had it.
100%. They can have legendary
I just feel
Hard
like, let it be me. Let it be us in Philly. Nobody gives a fuck about the Cowboys and Giants. I feel like the fact that we have to share with them, we finally are, like, having a great year. Let them come and see what we got building over here. No, maybe it was just outside of that or whatever. Me being a Commanders fan though, y'all, I wish it was more centered around our franchise, because I feel like
y'all the hot ticket right now.
I don't like the Hard Knocks that go in between too much. I like staying in one.
Because the Lions had they run and they went and did the Lions. Once Dan Campbell started popping, they didn't go to the NFC Championship, but that next year, these motherfuckers get hard.
Look, why they didn't do Lions, Packers, Bears, because they got a crazy division.
They should have did y'all by yourself, because y'all feel like y'all the hot ticket. Or I would not have mind the Giants again.
I wouldn't have mind Eagles because they just won the Super Bowl. You get to see the trophy. You get to see we just won.
Cowboys don't have enough of a story. Y'all got Pickens coming to town.
Cowboys is always going to be a story.
Yeah, because it's America's team. But like the Giants got Malik Neighbors we want to see. You know what I'm saying? We want to see this whole Jackson Dart. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's isn't Jackson Dart in New York? Isn't he the one they took over Shador?
Yeah, Jackson Dart is in New York.
Yeah, so they got a little something I might want to see. Mm-hmm. Y'all, of course, had a hot year. Just picked up Deebo Samuel. Y'all about to pick up way more people.
That's why I feel like
it's going to be dope. So I feel like it'd be straight. The Eagles just won a fucking Super Bowl. So like they going to be walking around with that Super Bowl bravado and they shit. Which honestly, bro, they've earned the right to. We had to deal with the Chiefs. Y'all now have to deal with the Eagles.
That's true, and we'll deal with them. Fuck it. But I am excited to see us going to be on the main stage, man. But even though it's going to be a fourth of the stage.
Yeah. All right, look. I'm going to read this without saying names because I don't want to trip nobody up. But somebody sent me this over the weekend, and I said, damn, I got permission, but I said I'm going to talk to T about this joint because it's one of them situations that I know exactly what I would do. And I don't know if niggas would do the same thing as me, but this is the situation. Nigga said, first of all, somebody's been supporting us for a minute. Shout out to bro. He said, happy belated birthday. Hope y'all had a great B-Day weekend. I'm in this tricky situation right now, and while I was thinking, I had a thought that what would Terrance and Terrell do, right? For over a day, I'm going to butcher what you wrote. The nigga's punctuation isn't as bad as what I'm saying.
Just don't put too much detail on it.
Right. That's why I'm trying not to have the whole, I'm just getting through it.
We met at the Kroger's.
I don't want to make it seem like, bruh, didn't use commas, didn't write well.
No, I'm saying don't put too much of his detail in there.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm going through it.
Oh, okay.
That's why I don't sound like I'm reading a fucking novel. Boy, you dress like you wrote a novel.
And what do you dress like? You bought a novel, boy. You dress like you went to the school fair like shit, boy. You look like you ready for a book club.
Yeah, okay.
Basic shirt wearing ass.
You look like if somebody said, who in here can knit?
Now, you know we're not supposed to be, we're not supposed to be shopping there.
You know, y'all look like a nigga that work at Target.
Whenever somebody wear a red shirt, you just gotta say that one.
All right, look. It says, we are terrible. So my brother, who I've known for a long time, recently asked me to borrow $800. Right? It says, while he was asking me, he told me that if I gave him the 8, he'd just round it up to a band.
Oh, I'm gonna give you
and
a
at
stack
the
back.
max, it would take him 3 months to pay me back. So that was in February. And he's only giving me $100. For context, he just bought a house. He's got a 2-year-old and has never borrowed money before this. As a non-confrontational guy, and I just don't know how to tackle this situation, just when it comes to friendships, family, and money and loved ones borrowing money, how do you deal with situations like that? And if you were in my shoes, what would you do?
Chalk it up as a loss.
Hell no.
Chalk it up as a loss, and you're taking
no.
2 L's.
Okay, I'll let you go because I already gave the nigga feedback.
Sometimes.
So let's hear what you gotta say.
Sometimes a nigga show you a certain quality about him that you never saw and you never speak on it, and you just put that nigga where he is. You do not always, Terrell. I told Terrell, Lady London, she got a video on the internet where she said, I'm not going to meet anybody where they are anymore. Or what she said, I'm not going to let anybody. I'm going to just meet people where they at. I don't even know how to, whatever she said. Terrell, no, I bring this video up that she say all the time. You got to meet people where they at. And sometimes you don't know where they at. In this situation, you think he a good dude. He got a kid. He got a house. The nigga should be able to give me my money back.
That's my man for
That's
forever.
been my man for a minute.
So bet.
Yeah. The reason why I say you chalk it up as a loss is because it doesn't seem like you really got smoke with him. You really genuinely wonder why he didn't give you your money back. Unless you really, really need it on some pursuit of happiness, Wayne. Shit. Like, that's my man, but I need my money, Wayne. Like,
Terrance, no, this is the best thing to do.
I say you chalk it up as an L because the worst thing that you can do now is now look like you need the money you lent.
Terrance, no. Terrance is giving y'all bad advice. I can't let you do this to people.
He said he's not confrontational, Terrell.
Exactly, Terrance. So it might be best to show need. This is how you gotta play chess with motherfuckers.
I'm saying you take it up as a loss because guess what?
So just don't get your money back.
Honestly, bro, it's been 3 months. He said he was gonna give you the money back in 3 months. If you was my son,
I feel like you wouldn't do that though.
If you was my son, I would tell you took the L. I was about to say you took 2 L's. You took the L when you agreed to this. I've learned that the hard way in my life. Terrell, how many times you ever in your life done this where somebody said, I'm going to give you this back in 2 months, and they really do that?
Terrance is not keeping it 100. If one of your friends for your life who never ever asked, Terrance, think about our friends.
Okay.
Any one of them have never
checkmate them.
Look, any one of them have never asked you to borrow money, right, like this. Yeah. They asked you to borrow $700. They just bought a house and got a 2-year-old. You assume that they can afford the house. You assume that they, whatever, and they just might be really in a jam. And this is not like if you got a job, why can't you afford it? It's your man. So it's like, why $700? Yeah. Like,
But if it's
I feel like if one of our friends asks for money right now, you wouldn't think, like, you would give him the money because up front you have that trust.
But I'm letting it go when I give it away is what I'm telling you. That's what I would tell my son. You gonna give her $50 because she says she gonna take it? And think about it. I'm gonna be talking to Sonny when she's a teen. Mm-hmm. You want to give her $20 and she said she was gonna give you $20 back. You lost your $20 when you agreed to give it away right there. Because you don't know if she gonna give you that back. Y'all not really made like that. And my thing is this, not saying that he's not made with his friend. I just think the philosophy I always live by, y'all, is like, I'm not gonna give away money I need. I'm not gonna lend my friend money that I need. I ain't lending my rent money away. If I got $2,000 in my account and I know that my rent is $1,500 and my friends say I need $600 and I know that is gonna impact my rent, like I low-key need that. Even if I can pay my rent, but then I need that $600 to, make my way. Bro, I'm not giving you that. I can give you $5. I can give you what I'm willing to completely lose. This risk management.
Now, you're right. And I think that's a great lesson to teach about. That's a great way to teach your kid about. And I'll adopt that because I also would want crew to not do some shit you can't afford. That's a good lesson. And
because it's like
you couldn't
you're
afford
right.
to lose that $700. You should have never let somebody
Yeah,
borrow.
like, look,
I agree.
I'll be mad with you that shorty took your 20, but you gonna learn this lesson first.
But let me
You know
ask
what
you
I'm
this.
saying?
Cool. Let's still cook with the same where you at.
With the same greasy
Let's
pot.
say, look, it's $800, right? Yeah. Let's say he really asked me for $2,000. Let's say he really asked me for $2,500 up front, and I told him I can't give this nigga that, but I could give you the $8.
Yeah.
I can make that work. My point is this. You right about the lesson, but what about the principle of the fact that he didn't give you the money back?
Nah, that's what I was going to say.
And you didn't give it to me. Like, you right. Sure, Dad. You're dad right now. You dress like a dad. You dress like the dad.
And you dress like
cloth? Boy, you like
Peekaboo.
you like
I
my
just put some boogers on my chain.
On my
80 pointers like a Kobe game. 7.62s, I make them.
Anyway, you sound like the dad that would tell me, cool. You're right. I lost the money. Like, lesson learned. I'm never going to see it again. But what about the principle? This is what I was going to say. This is what I told the nigga. Or are you done?
I will tell you about principle, but I'm going to let you go because I feel like we're rapping.
Go ahead.
All I was going to tell you is you remember when I told you got to meet a nigga where he at. Stop expecting people to be the person that you are. Man, if I borrow somebody money, I would give it back to them. I would at least tell them I got money on the way. Why is he not doing that? That is an example of expecting a motherfucker to be somewhere.
Why are you acting like this is not your man? This is not just
because, bruh,
you let it. Bro, this your man. Meet somebody where they at. I've always known him to be stand-up nigga.
All right, well, I'll say this. If it was my man, right, my boy, let's say Don.
Who's always been stand-up. Okay, bet, yes.
So, bet, Terrell, this is where I'm going to challenge, bruh. If it was my man that I gave $800 to, that's my boy that I grew up with, Sandbox. Let's say I gave Don $800. I'm not afraid to call Don's phone and say, hey, bro, do you have that 800 or do you need more? Like, what's going on with that?
You're right.
But
the nigga
I'm not afraid to do that. Yeah. But because he is, I'm not saying afraid. Because he's non-confrontation, because I ain't trying to make it seem like I even need this shit. And I'm not saying that he's afraid
always,
in any way.
Yeah,
because confrontation isn't always. He don't care about the 800. He probably don't even really care. It's principle.
Confrontation isn't always baked in fear. Sometimes being non-confrontational just means you don't necessarily.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get out. You might
be too aggressive. You might be the one so you don't want to take it.
Yeah, right. So my thing is, that's why I say you chalk that up as a loss because you don't want to get into the confrontation with your boy. You don't really feel like you want to ask him for the money. You might not really be hurting for it. So what you do is you take the money loss, and then you also low-key take the principal loss on your man. Because low-key going forward, even if your man asks you for a ride, you're going to be looking at bro funny. Even when bro say, hey, give me that right there, you're going to be looking at bro funny because he kind of did do something to y'all friendship with not giving you that money back. And I'll say this to finish. If that shit make you look at him different as a friend, then you need to bring that shit up.
Yeah. You know what? Because you're right. The value, you already learned something about how he values y'all friendship for the time it's been gone. It means, damn, you really needed that and I looked out for you and you don't give a fuck enough about me to even let me know when you're going to pay me back.
But Terrell, I'll ask you this and then you can say this and you know this. You got people in your family, friends in your life, people in your life who told you they was going to give you your money back and they didn't. And did you care?
No, but because I was raised like you was raised, where when I gave it away, it was on
Terrell, it ain't about how you was raised. That's an excuse that you will give somebody who could say, I wasn't raised.
Terrance, no, we talking about how you...
I'm just talking about a mindset you had. You weren't raised with that mindset.
You asked me a question. I said...
But you said I was raised like you.
In my situation, I was raised on the thing you talking about where when I borrowed the money...
See, look, I don't like the raised question. We weren't raised on that.
Nigga, you was raised... Well, you wasn't raised on that, but you became...
It was a principle you adapted that the person watching right now can adapt. Don't say raised, because, bro, raised excludes people. Oh, I was raised... Nah, you wasn't raised anything. You have a principle that you just live with. They need to adapt that principle.
Adopt.
Sorry, adopt. You see, I'm on page. They're trying to catch me up.
You just like niggas that try to sound smart.
Nigga. I'm low-key catching you up. Because you right, though. You right.
I feel like
the MalloryBros
Terrance is going back to the dad shit. Let me tell you, this is what you do when you really want your fucking money back. This nigga Terrance, if he gave you advice, you would walk away and have no money.
Because you shouldn't have been. I'm not about to give away money.
You know what? You're right. Terrance is a nigga when your car get towed says, why the fuck would you park here? You should have never parked here. You should have never, you should have read the sign that said it tow at 10. Guess what? All that shit is true. And you are an idiot for parking there. You should have never did that. But goddamn, I need to get my car back. This is how you get your money back from bruh. It's completely different advice than I told Terrance. This is what I told bruh to do. This nigga, you let him borrow $800, right? What you have to do is now you need the money. This is how you get your cash. This is the only way you're going to get the money back. This is the only way. This is your only path to actually getting the cash back. Tell bruh, hey, bro, remember when I let you borrow that $800 in February? Damn, yeah, you know what? I'm actually like a month behind on my car note. So I actually just like need that. I'm good, but I really need that from you. Was just checking up on that. That put his back against the wall. Why? Because think about it. If you go at bruh like, yeah, I let you borrow that money, where it's at? He get to play the, bruh, you know I've been down bad, but I got you role. He's still the victim. But now that I need it, I'm now in the same situation that you was in when I let you borrow the money and you my man. So, he's gonna tell you, damn, bruh, I completely forgot about that shit. I'ma pay you back such and such this when. If he tell you, I'ma give you $200 on Friday, I'ma give you $100 on Monday, and then I can do from there. Hold on, wait, Terrance. Because it's the path back to the money. We get your father lessons.
Terrell, I'm not gonna say anything about your take.
Hold on, wait. When they say, I'ma give you the money on Monday, I'ma give it to you on Tuesday, you have to be there on that day. This is where I've gotten burned. A nigga have owed me money. I say, yo, or you know, we go through the whole, hey, he gonna give me my money on whatever day. The day come, I don't say shit. The day goes by. Now I'm hitting him on Thursday, Friday, like, yo, you said Monday. You need to be there on the day. And if they don't show up on the day y'all agreed to, that's when you know everything you need to know about your friendship. That's when you can do what I would think Terrance says to do, which is write it off as a loss. But now, that also would learn something about my man. Because
you learned
my back, but no. I feel like putting your back up against the wall mean I want to see if you give a fuck about me like I gave a fuck about you. When your back was against the wall, I said, came out my pocket for you.
When you find out that he don't, are you going to say that that's not your friend no more?
I think that would damage the friendship, yeah. Yeah, because that damages the friendship.
It's just like a lot to go through to figure some shit out that you low-key already know.
But that's not true because...
My thing is this. You talk about, tell him you need money. Have you seen Pursuit of Happiness? He gonna say, Terrance, I ain't got it.
Everybody's not like that, though.
Well, you know, I had to ask you for money, so of course I ain't got money to give you. But I'm still trying to give you that money back. You know, I'm still trying to give it back. That's what they gonna say.
You got a baby. You got an 8-month-old. I have a turning 2-year-old next week. I know how life can be where niggas
and
forget
bruh did
shit.
Just buy a new house.
He did. So this is my thing. You got a 2-year-old, your life might have been crazy. Bruh might have legit, and bruh that we talking about is non-confrontational. His friend might have legit forgot, and since he's non-confrontational, he just never brought it up. But like he legitimately, he might be like, bro, my bad, so fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Stop.
Not everybody is Wayne.
Let me say this, Terrell. And maybe bruh's not gonna like this. Stop with the non-confrontational bullshit. All right, bet. If you have a kid and this lady or this man comes and snatch some shit from her or put something in front of her, confrontation, you're going to have to be with confrontation. I understand shying away from confrontation, but when it calls for it, Terrell, which is this situation.
Remember what bruh said? He said friends, family, and shit is different. He may not have a problem with taking that with a stranger, but this is family, friends.
But look, it's even more important that you get away from saying that you're not going to be confrontational, because you not being confrontational leading to you getting the short end of the stick is not a good thing, my friend. You're not getting the benefit, because I didn't have to deal with anything, but you got the short end of the stick. The moment that you're afraid of is not worth it. It's not better than the short end of the stick you're getting by not being confrontational. That's what I've learned in my life. Bro want to come up and say he using this bench, right? Or bro just put his weights there. I was just about to use this bench, right? But he just puts his weights there. So you know what I could do? I could just, because I'm not confrontational, I'm gonna walk off and I'll find something else to work out. Guess what? Now my workout's fucked up. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's also not, bro, because you're talking about a situation with a stranger. He said,
I'm just
money, family,
giving
friends.
I'm just giving an example. All I'm gonna say is avoiding confrontation. Like you said, confrontations don't always mean or lead to violence. Sometimes it's hey, my bad, bro. I was actually just right here. But if he comes and says, fuck you, nigga, or whatever, like,
I just feel like you're telling somebody that's like, yo, I'm shy, so I don't necessarily like want to do this.
Terrell,
you're telling them, cut the shy shit.
No, I'm telling
I don't like
you, but
it.
I mean, like, you don't like it because that's you, but I don't give a fuck what you're saying. I'm telling him, you can be non-confrontational, but I will be the person that tells you you should try to break out of that. I used to be non-confrontational.
So can they be non-confrontational or can they not be?
I feel like
you're saying you can be non-confrontational, but you should not be.
Because you're making it seem like Terrell, and they'll be able to tell, you making it seem like I'm saying he can't. You can be that. I understand what non-confrontational means, Terrell. In my opinion, I feel like you should try to get away from being non-confrontational because it makes the points of when you need to really be confrontational in your life harder.
I just think it's hard to tell somebody, and you're right. Like in certain situations, like you said, being non-confrontational, you just like we talked about the cashiers. Your job just might go away. But I feel like it's almost like you're saying
Terrell,
that like that's just,
oh my God.
You're saying that like
it's not that big of a fucking deal.
No,
it's like me telling somebody you're shy, I get it, but you should try to be less shy. I get it, they're shy, but you should try to be less shy.
Terrance, but do you get how telling somebody that is easy to just say, oh, like, yo, you talking about something that's not a choice.
I get it, but it's not that, but I get it. Like, why can I not tell a nigga that just because? I don't need you to say what you're saying.
I don't need you to disagree with your
Terrell,
point.
no, there's nothing to disagree with. Me telling a nigga who's shy that he should be less shy, I get what shy is. I don't need you to tell me, oh, being shy.
How do you be less shy if you shy?
Because you have to try.
No, but how?
I'm telling
what's
the nigga, Terrell,
what's the how?
I used to be less confrontational. I'm non-confrontational. I'ma just let stuff slide. And I had to get a grip around myself and tell myself, no, I'm gonna face this moment so that I don't get the short end of the stick later. I don't need you to, I don't not understand.
Nobody's trying to do anything to your point. I'm making a completely separate assessment
Terrell,
of that.
no, you talking as
I'm going by what you said.
Terrell,
I'm not trying to negate anything you said.
You're trying to make it seem like I'm telling somebody to do something they can't do when they can.
You're like,
how can you tell a shy person to not be shy? Because I used to be shy and then I wasn't shy anymore. So you can tell a shy person that there is an out. It's not a disease.
What I told bro to do, which I don't know if you agree with or not, you didn't say shit about it.
I don't agree with.
I told
but
bro
I'm
to
not
do
gonna
something
go back and forth with you.
I told bro to do something that I feel like he could still be non-confrontational and get his money back.
How? You told him to ask for his money back.
Terrance, but that's
confrontational.
No, that's not the way I told him to ask though. He put his own back up against the
wall. He need money. And now he put his friend in a situation, the same situation.
So let's just take your advice and then he'll just not have his money back. But just because you shouldn't have let a nigga borrow the money, don't mean you should. He can still do what I'm saying and it'll get his money back.
I mean, that's true. That's true. I don't even think I was saying that. I'm just saying, that I don't want to, I'm afraid of the confrontation thing. If you ask me, I don't think that's that big of a confrontation for you to be afraid of. This is your man. Somebody you cool with, somebody you felt comfortable enough to loan money to.
But like,
this should be one of the easier confrontations, right?
But like,
it's not like your man just gonna turn and beat your ass.
But you saying that it's a different person. That's probably where we different, because I was thinking, all right, I'm gonna give you advice.
But Terrell,
based on who I think you should be and who you are, because there's a fix there.
But look, this is my advice to bro. You said it's friends, families, and close friends. Okay, so my advice to him, Terrell, is that this shit should be easier. Confrontation should be easier for you to get over.
He said, I just don't know how to tackle this situation just when it comes to friendships, family, money, and loved ones, borrowing money. How do you deal with stuff like that without coming across? Because think about it. I don't think he's scared. I think he don't want to come across as like I'm hunting you down for my money to my man, you know? I don't think it's fear. Like I said, I don't think it's fear. I think it's more so, it's not him not being afraid to ask. I think it's more so.
And I never thought he was afraid. I just think the confrontation thing where you say, I don't really want to go about it. It got you stretching this situation now longer. You know? When
I get that.
A direct convo will squash the whole thing, whether he faking or not, you'll at least know, all right, bet fuck this nigga then. And I get sometimes you low-key don't be wanting to know
and
that.
It's not, and it's...
Low-key, it's like, I don't even want to put us in a situation where I gotta... That's another thing.
Yeah, but and that's the thing. When you already in it, it's kind of like, either you do have to put yourself a little bit in that, or you just won't get your money back.
We're going to finish this by talking about Joey Badass versus the West Coast, man.
Man, yeah. Joey Badass versus the West Coast has been, well, I'll let you start, T. You started off.
Hey, he getting ready to say exactly what I'm going to say. Joey Badass versus the West Coast. I don't think anybody was expecting this beef post the beef we got last year. But like you said, Terrell, last year, big beef spawned the mini beefs. We got Breezy and Quavo. We got a bunch of little small beefs last year. And I feel like this is a continuation, but this was more real hip-hop. More people who are actually ready for this shit. And it started with Joey versus Rayvon only.
Yes,
and
it did.
I think without talking about each track individually, we can just talk about performance-wise. One thing I want to say just to start this, we know we're going to put the respect on Joey. After a couple more listens, more respect needs to be put on Rayvon. He's not just some Instagram, Twitter guy that tried. He put out some good-ass music. That GoldenEye joint fire, Terrell.
He did. He definitely put out some dope records. He definitely showed that he can move his pen fast too. He showed he's responding. Like he showed like that quickness. That he showed some true skill. And I think his next project that come out, I'm gonna look at it a little bit different now. You know? Now you showed that you a little bit more. I think this was healthy for all of the artists involved, even Daylight. You know, even in Daylight had some crazy records, of course, but like. Even people that don't have this big, fan base, it was healthy for all involved. Joey cleaned everybody up though. That's what was crazy. It really,
Joey Badass actually impressed me with the fact that I think what's crazy about that situation, y'all, is we always knew Joey could rap. You would never look at Joey and say he couldn't rap. You might say he's not mainstream. You might say he's not this type of guy. Everybody know his pen was elite. Seeing him direct that pen,
it
was like, damn, this is what it is right here. It made me think about if this nigga J. Cole would have actually stayed in whatever. And I'm not bringing up J. Cole just to whatever.
Even say it.
I saw the Joey Badass joint where they said that he kind of okayed False Prophets for J. Cole because he had a version of False Prophets before J. Cole. And it just made me think about, damn, you know what? You know what I was saying all weekend? What was I saying that one line when I was like, something from 7 Minute Drill. I was saying randomly all weekend, and I was like, yo, the nigga was low-key loaded up. If the way that we're talking about I'm saying this. The way we talking about Joey Badass earning the right to have a Kendrick response, it just make me think about the sport of the shit that we kind of lost last year. And I'm gonna let you go.
I agree. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with everything you're saying. I think Joey, like you said, he impressed me. I'm not a big Joey Badass fan. Like, I respect the projects that everybody loves him for, Yeah. But I would be lying if I said I was a big fan. I also give New York niggas a lot of flack for their bias, right?
Yeah.
But you do. So think about it. I come into this fight low key, I guess more so neutral than anything else. Don't know much about Rayvon except, some of the stuff that he does on Instagram, some of the shots he threw. And I'm not being a big Joey Badass fan, so I just looked at this shit straight clean. And I can tell you, like, Joey showcased to me that it's more than just rapping. Daylight showed that you could have the most triple entendre, double entendre lyrics, but if the song is ass, like, if it don't come all together, then that affects it. I feel like Joey made great creative decisions in how he decided to address the West Coast and Kendrick. Kendrick been doing a lot of talking, and this is my smoke. Kendrick been doing a lot of talking about and the West Coast niggas have been doing a lot of talking about how the West is back. This beef, to me, this nigga Joey just cleaned everybody up by himself with maybe just one Lux verse.
But I don't think you can act like the West not
And this the thing. A lot of niggas
They did their thing. The
did,
Reason
but-
joint
No,
was
see,
fire. Come on.
Reason, did you hear about Reason?
What? Don't tell me if they
That
found
nigga
it.
stole.
What?
Shout out to bro who I just listened to his song, and I fuck with Reez. But that was wild. The dude text Reason and was like, yo, this is just like the beginning of my record. And the Reason was like, I'm gonna hit you off this. Then he was like, you know what, since we in the group chat, I was inspired by your joint. I was gonna say thank you for that.
What? Terrell, what you talking about? What song?
I swear, bro's name is, I just searched the nigga. It's a nigga named Swavy, I think. Bottom line, that's the only reason why.
Okay, yeah.
Reason did go crazy, but what I'm saying is this too, and I'll say this too. A lot of West Coast niggas didn't pop out. Like the whole West didn't pop out, but shit, this became an East Coast, West Coast thing. And Joey stood tall by himself against multiple niggas. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I think it just that was the first time I seen energy like that from New York. And I feel like Joey Badass is somebody that I do think Kendrick should come out for. You on tour right now, you know?
Yeah.
But that's not what hip hop is about. I watched Drake on a tour stage say, y'all know what I gotta do. He'll say walked off tour because it's like these niggas dissing me, but I still got a show tonight.
Nah, yeah.
And had to do that shit fresh off tour, or you know what I'm saying? So I would love to see Kendrick get active against Joey Bada. Are you kidding me? This would give us y'all a brand new bet. What you gonna say about Joey? You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna say about this nigga? He doesn't have pre-baked angles. You don't have pre-recorded songs from this. We're gonna hear you come right off tour, pissed off to record this.
Nah, yeah.
For the West.
And I said in the video, I want to give a big shout out to everybody who tapped in with the Realest 9. If you want to see me and Terrell's first reaction to the beef and when it started, we went through every track except some of the recent ones that we still got to cover.
Mm-hmm. And a couple of the first ones in the beginning we didn't do. I don't think we did.
A couple of the first ones, yeah. But I said in the beginning, I don't think Kendrick is going to respond just because he did just come off of a big win and he could just coast with the victory. This is the type of little bout that you take after a big win and you lose. Like, you sleep on him. I told Terrell, it reminds me of like the recent Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero thing. This dude is equipped to beat you. You gotta still be your guy. And look, you got all of this bullshit going on. You got a lot going on. When you took it, it's the easiest fight for Kendrick to sign up for and lose off of the fact that you win and your belly full. This a hungry lion ready to take what's on your plate.
But, okay, so, like, that would be cool with you. If Kendrick just decide, fuck it.
Yes, because I feel like Joey is not just, and y'all gotta say this, but my people who feel like, because I do feel like Joey did so well that if Kendrick responded, I'd be like, oh, okay. But I also wouldn't hold anything against Kendrick if he doesn't respond, because low-key, Joey, you are kind of looking a little opportunistic calling out Kendrick after the beef. Anybody that's calling Kendrick out in the West Coast after the beef with Drake looks a little opportunistic.
There's a level of, there's a little bit, but
I still respect it because he's with the shits and he's equipped for war.
And that's the thing. Joey gets to, the best thing about it is that Joey get to lean on the fact that he's standing on the side of hip hop. He's saying, if you want some competition, I'm right here.
If you want competition.
The last record that I haven't even all the way heard, which is bullshit, but he threw another shot at you. So it's kind of like you've been
At what point is he Joe Budden who put out 3 diss tracks against Drake?
That is 100%, and that is 100% what I was going to say. You can't say about Joey. This nigga Joey been outside since you was outside. We learned about Joey. A lot of niggas
Joe
learned
Budden
about
was outside before Drake was outside. But
no.
it's at a certain point when you at a certain level, you just look like you reaching for the big guy.
I felt like that was different.
I feel you.
Though.
It was
I feel
different.
like it is, but it's not. I guess you could say that, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like that's the biggest cop out. And the niggas didn't. And then think about it. Joe Budden going back and forth with Drake. We gave Joe the W for that because Drake didn't say anything back.
Nah, yeah.
And there's certain people that wanted him to say something back. And Drake did at least do the, when there was friction between him and Joe, he got on record and did the pump it up line, which sent Joe into a frenzy. He didn't take on the whole battle, but he still put something on wax. I be feeling like we be cutting Kendrick too much slack.
All I'm gonna say is
this. Do this right now because this is where we really see. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I
but
would love to see this.
Y'all didn't just see Drizzy put a whole track out against Rick Ross. Y'all didn't see Drizzy put a whole track out for ASAP or a whole single track out for Future. I don't think Kendrick is on the hook to now start a whole nother beef with somebody who seemingly is just jumping in. Drake could have low-key put one track out on ASAP and cooked them and got some easy victory, whatever, with that, like some little easy points. But I think the big battle was between the two big fish, and I think that big fish are not going to be worried about the Joey Badasses that's coming after. If you'd have came a little bit more beside Drake, I feel like you might have got more of a response from K-Dot. But I do think K-Dot, like you said, Terrell, it's not fair. But he going to use that. He going to use the, I don't got to say nothing to him.
I told Terrance this. I said, I feel like if we would have seen Rayvon and Daylight and them clean Joey up, then I would have been like, oh, all right, well then I guess Kendrick don't really need to respond. Think about it, the little homies cleaned you up. I don't even got to say shit to you. You can't even beat my man. Yeah. But what happened when he whoop everybody's ass and still call for your head? You gotta come off that porch.
You gotta come off that porch. That's the only difference,
and that's the only reason, because niggas will try to spin this and make it seem like, oh, Terrell just won Kendrick the battle because he's a Drake fan. That's not it. That's not it at all. Because I'm also a Kendrick fan. Dressed like the nigga today.
You are dressed like a pop out.
I would love to see Kendrick in this same situation. Nigga called you out. Now it's not the like that record came into you. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how you in the moment get on wax. You know what I'm saying? And not go back and doctor my shit. Like, all right, bet. I got to come up with some shit about this nigga today, tonight, fresh off tour. I'm fresh off the stage type shit. Let's see that. That will be history. For the nigga that just did, I just came off the biggest battle of my life.
And Joey don't.
And beat Drake.
And
this should be easy. All we need is, like you said, all we need is a feature or a half record.
That's what I was just about to say.
Like,
he don't even really, because of what I've just done, I can threaten you and they'll say I won.
Yeah.
All he got to do is say, look at the remains of my last in some Kendrick way.
Yep.
And that's going to happen to you. If you, Joey, everybody's going to get online and say, and you know what?
Yeah,
he shouldn't do that.
You know what's fucked up about it?
He shouldn't say, Kendrick probably wouldn't do that with Joey. Kendrick wouldn't say, if you take it there, I'm taking it further with Joey. Because you know Joey going to come with 2 tracks. It's going to be
I think Joey is doing what Kendrick did, which I think Joey been... I don't think Joey like the West Coast dick licking. I think he been writing for Kendrick for a year now.
For a
minute,
and
he's ready for Kendrick. And this is where I would want to see Kendrick in that situation. The same situation you put a nigga in last year, where you got records and you waiting for the nigga and you dropping on the nigga head. Let's see how you react in that moment. I would love to see that.
But y'all got to think about this,
I just don't like the fact that we making it seem like the nigga don't have to respond because who is Joey? Now we gonna treat Joey bad.
You sound like
that?
the nigga saying, I want to see somebody fight Floyd with the, you know what I'm saying?
Imagine a nigga call out Floyd T and then Floyd say, oh, fight these two and boom, 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 knock these niggas out. He had to fight Maidana. Maidana knocked out Broner. And what happened?
Yeah.
We get 2 Floyd fights.
It's funny because they was calling Broner the next Floyd, which was bullshit.
Because T, it's not about Joey being the same level Kendrick.
It's
about Joey calling you out, knocking out your coast representation.
Your label, low key.
Your folks.
TDE,
and calling for your head. You gotta step to that nigga. It's almost like when they were saying Jon Snow, you can't cut about, well, this is different because he cut off somebody's head, but like you gotta step. When niggas step to you, you need to step. And you'd have been the nigga that said that. So it's like,
and look, y'all don't duck fades in the West Coast, right? Y'all don't duck fades. Come on. I never ran from a fade.
Bet.
Don't run from this one, K-Dot.
Me just trying to false the content.
Yeah, me trying to false it. Come on, K-Dot. Now I see what he's doing.
100% with it. 100% with it.
Come on, K-Dot. Come on. Yeah, drop so we can have some shit because ain't that shit going on. What happened? Who dropped? Shit.
I got some R&B. I got some R&B joints coming to the Patreon, y'all. R&B. It's we of course got hip hop, but I got some dope R&B. I've been tapping into way more R&B, and yeah, I'm actually enjoying it. It's a little bit of a journey. You look like an R&B nigga.
You look like R&B nigga, dressed like Red and Blood.
Fuck out of here, first album, boy.
R&B, just remind me what you dressed like. Nigga dressed like you run to Atlanta, pop out.
You keep trying to say I look like different pop out, and you keep using different.
They not like. That's what he looked like.
Kenny didn't even have this on. He had a red sweater with a red hat.
Yeah, but you look like that. That's just what it remind me of. Roman numeral 7, baby. Drop it like it's hot, nigga ass.
Boy, you look like the couch from the We Cry Together video, boy. I
don't know why that's funny as shit. Hey, look, y'all. I don't know what else to get it. I don't know what else we can get into.
I was going to say this, T. I had to make McCrispy Strips from McDonald's, y'all. I know. We're not supposed to go to McDonald's. It's terrible for you, whatever. I was on the road, whatever. I said, you know what? Let me not get nuggets. Let me try the new McCrispy Strips. because I like the Chick-fil-A joint. So I said, you know what? They got crispy strips. Bet I could go for a chicken tender. Bet they're good. They're not crispy. They should be called chicken strips.
They should be called
chicken
tenderloins.
Yeah, McTender strips.
Them joints is not good, man.
They're not only not crunchy, they're not crunchy at all.
You know what I told They like a big ass version of Burger King's chicken fry.
Yes.
Like
it's
just
like
a real big version of Burger King's chicken fry.
That is the perfect explanation.
Yeah.
But it ain't.
Remember Burger King nuggets? Like Burger King nuggets used to be
trash.
Yeah, they wasn't good.
You get 10 for $1.83. Y'all wasn't there for that. You could get
what
40
you mean
nuggets
wasn't
for
there?
under
That's
$10.
today.
They still do that?
Bro, I swear Burger King had the best deals.
That's because
$3 you get a burger milkshake.
What happened to Burger King? I used to love going to Burger. You remember how you used to go to McDonald's, then you could go to Burger King. It was dope. What happened?
Well, I feel like fast food started to switch. That's why McDonald's don't look like fast food anymore. It's not all about the fun commercials anymore. It's not about the King, Jared, Quiznos Rats. It ain't about that bullshit anymore. Now it's about, I think Amazon and Fast Business came. And now, do y'all realize that McDonald's and these companies starting to look more like Amazon? Like a warehouse, come in and get your shit real quick, do it yourself. You know.
You seen the video, McDonald's makes 70% of all revenue for the entire company from the drive-thru. 70% of what the company makes to pay its CEOs and everything come from the drive-thru. So, and look.
And I had this girl was like, I would never get in a McDonald's drive-thru. You would never, I don't care how sick I am. She was on Threads.
Oh, I saw that.
I don't care how sick I am.
Shout out to her.
I would never pull it to the drive-thru. And I said, girl, who do you think you are? You're nothing.
Smarter than you, though. Healthier than you. Bad colon.
Terrell, this is my thing. Black man, but are you gotta think about that. But are you drinking every weekend?
What if she said no?
Okay, well, guess what?
You do something else. You gonna keep trying to find vices?
You getting on your platform. Me getting on my platform and saying, I could never go to KFC. Okay, don't go. But you got up here and tried to make yourself look better by saying you don't go somewhere that you know people going. But guess what? Who gives a fuck? Who are you?
At what point do you just sound like the nigga that loves...
Put a list under it telling us all the things that is unhealthy. Otherwise, you just saying you don't go because you think you're better than people. Who cares?
But
you know what I commented on that video? I commented McDonald's oatmeal, thank me later. Fuck that lady. I can go to McDonald's and get a salad. I can go to McDonald's and get a courtesy cup of water.
Salad what? McDonald's ain't got no salad.
What you think about the old McDonald's? Don't got a Southwest salad anymore?
Not that I know of.
So get the fuck out of here. McDonald's and the Southwest salad. The Southwest salad is one of the best salads I've ever
had. They got that motherfucker on the side menu.
I had the best Southwest salad I've ever had in my life with the beans.
McDonald's have a salad. And I have these motherfuckers.
I got the app. What you talking about? You got the app. I got the app. I use the app all the damn time.
I don't use that.
If you're going to McDonald's and if you're going to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or any of these places, y'all, and you're not using the app, you tripping.
Terrance, where is let's look at the meals. Burgers, chicken, fish, fries, Happy Meal, McValue Meal, sweets and treats, shareables, McCafe, condiments, sides, and beverages.
Did you not see?
Is it a meal? Terrance, I don't see a salad on here.
Y'all tripping. There's no salad in McDonald's anymore. No more Southwest salad. What the fuck?
Terrance, hell no, it ain't even on the app. And what they say when you pull up to the window, y'all? Will you be using the McDonald's app today? Sorry, sir. No, I'll take a 10-piece nugget. Give me the
full meal.
Terrance, he's in the McValue menu, which is ridiculous. 6-piece nugget for $3.49. That's in.
I am absolutely stunned that there is no salad anymore at McDonald's. That was actually very well done salad. That nigga looking at his bum ass location. Maybe we switch your location. You live by just the hood McDonald's. They don't even keep green.
We got a good joint over there. Joint I've been going to for years, boy. I used to know the young boy went there. I used to, bro, you don't even know. You don't know nothing about this McDonald's that I go to. You know how long I've been going to McDonald's? I don't even like that you brought that up because it make it look like me and Cherry be eating McDonald's all the time. First off, do y'all know who I live with? H-Train. Put respect on her name. Y'all think she eating McDonald's every night? Fuck no. And A-Train stove game crazy. Talk about your lady. Terrance, do you want me to put your business out there? Terrell, okay, you gonna talk about your sis like that? Because I'm giving your sis flowers right now.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
A-Train makes quality meals. You about to, all right, now I have to pull up my...
Terrance, hold on, wait. We're not talking about...
And I'm not even going back in time.
Terrance, hold on, wait, because you always do this. We're not talking about A-Train cooking. A-Train can cook. I've given A-Train plenty props.
No, I don't like how y'all make it seem like we won't be eating grilled chicken and good food.
Terrance,
like, this is not long
ago. If you have to do this...
No, because I did it. Look at this. Another one. This is something different. Chicken rice,
Man,
Terrance,
come
we
on.
get it. Train can throw down. She can. I would never step to her like that. She has proven herself time and time again, event after event, that she can
even
cook.
hooking the babies up with the good eats.
Terrance, what he won't say is, these motherfuckers right here, they gonna get some Wendy's. Your black ass ain't going to the McDonald's because you whipping into the Wendy's drive-thru to talk to your aunt at the drive-thru. What? Sweet and sour sauce? Terrance and them be at that Wendy's.
When Aunt was pregnant, her craving was Wendy's. That's fucked up, Terrell. We was at that Wendy's. We don't be at that Wendy's.
Nah,
like
I just can't let you say, oh, you think A-Train's eating McDonald's?
Come on, y'all.
A-Train eating some nuggets
Terrell
and fries every once in a while.
Terrell be bringing up McDonald's topics and then make it look like me and Terrell, y'all gonna catch us there.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you know what? I have to say this. I'm sorry. I guess I'll say this for the podcast. And I don't even know if bro watches the podcast. I guess I'll figure out the next time I come. The nigga, I come to the drive-thru, he says, are you using the app? I'm gonna change my name on the app because it's my name. So when I go to the app, I say, this is how I go.
Yeah, you give the code or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Are you welcome to McDonald's? Are you using the app? Yes. What's the code? HK48. They'll say Terrell. Yes. Second window. You ain't got to go to the first window. You already done paid. Just come get your food, leave. That's the benefit of using the McDonald's app. You get deals on the app. You order. You get in the drive-thru. You give them a number, and then you get up there. Same thing with Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A got it so that you don't even got to say shit. You just scan, go up there. Here comes Susie with my shit, and I'm off. That's why they up there. But McDonald's not no play. All I'm gonna tell you is this. Dude says my name. Terrance. I said, yep. He said, I knew that was you. Next window. Huh? I said, this motherfucker must watch the podcast or some shit or TikTok or whatever. Right? It's a longer line in the McDonald's. It's
Okay.
like 3 cars in front of me. So it takes me a minute to see, bruh. Unfortunately, that builds the anticipation of who the fuck he even is.
Right.
I'm like, does he know me from the podcast? And then I'm starting to get self-conscious, like, I hope this motherfucker don't think I come here all the time. Like, what the fuck? Why when I get to the window, right? The dude opens the window and he says, $5.98. I said, oh no, I'm Terrance. I already ordered the mobile app. He said, oh, okay, next window. Where's the motherfucker that told me he knew it was me? It was the same voice dude. He said, I knew that was you.
Terrance,
Next
you probably
window.
fuck with people like that at work.
I said, maybe he just knew I had the mobile app. But when I tell you I pulled up.
Oh, I got what he did. You're the motherfucker with the mobile app on his screen, and he said, I bet this motherfucker pulling
with the
up
Tesla,
in
with
the
the...
hoopty.
I guess the
with
one
bumper
pulling up
car.
in a Cybertruck with the busted out tents and subwoofers
yeah.
going.
No. You was probably the nigga that he saw and said, this nigga with the hoopty is probably my mobile order. You ain't shit.
What you mean?
You should have pulled up.
My thing is, why you didn't pull up
You
and
was
say, yeah,
Bow
I knew
Wow.
that was you.
You was Bow Wow outside of school.
Oh,
you think it's me?
Terrell, no bullshit.
Shout out to Bow Wow.
Terrell, I did not think that he was a podcast or some type of watcher of mine, y'all. I was thinking that he was calling me out.
You was pulling
Bro.
up. You pulled up, rolled the window down.
Terrell, no,
slow
Terrell, look, this is the thing.
Rodney.
My window down, car in front of me, window down, other car be in front of me, window down. When he says, I knew that was you, I make eye contact with both these motherfuckers. I'm rolling my windows up like, yo, I don't come here all the time. Like, even
Maybe
if I
he
do,
liked
bro,
you. Maybe
like,
he liked you. Maybe he liked your voice and
I was going to say when
cute nigga coming, and then he came and seen you was a
Terrell,
he came
I
and saw you was a flounder face nigga and said, oh,
This
never
is my
mind.
thing. That's why I said I guess I figure out the next time. I see the nigga when I go to that McDonald's. That's why I start getting self-conscious, because I'm like, okay, I guess you know me now. Remember I told you when you get spotted by the girl that work at the beauty supply store and she starts calling out all the shit you get your
Oh my
earrings?
God, yeah.
He got that Scully earrings, all of that for my job. And I said, you can't do nothing. Be like, you proud to work there, huh?
Tripping right
You
now.
really
You
proud to
going
work
crazy.
there? I wouldn't be proud to work at a beauty supply.
But you're shopping there.
But you're shopping.
You have your
You see, what could I tell to bro when
not
he says,
real Yeezy slides.
back
$20.
again for McDonald's? Huh? What I'm gonna say? But you working. Nigga, you pulling up, I'm giving you feeding me. You the reason why I'm coming to work, ain't you?
Nah, yeah, you don't want to see that nigga.
I'm about to see that nigga somewhere.
If you always buying a rhino pill from the gas station, you don't want to see bro while y'all bowling.
You don't want to see bro bowling. He know you a regular.
He know you.
Mr. Rhino. I know who you are, and I'm seeing why you are coming in.
Terrance, you can't do that.
Oh, okay, you can't do that. That's going to be it for episode 253, man. Shout out to the Tacoma area of Washington, man. Shout out to my home away from home, Seattle. Love y'all. Take care of my baby. She's out there. Missing her if she watching this.
Brown sugar face ass nigga. And you dress like
my sugar.
Don't he dress like that? Terrance Mallory for Shea Moisture.
My
face ass boy.
But what do you look like? Nigga looks like they really want to do it. Oh, they try to rip the game, but they can't take the music. Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm right into the back line.
Nigga did the tour version. The Super Bowl
pop out version.
Nah, you mixed the Super Bowl with the pop out.
Yeah.
You're a funny nigga.
Hey, but look. Shout out to everybody, man. We gonna work on everybody's mindset. I feel like we got some dope plans in the future, but until then, it's the realest 9 each and every time, man. We fly high like eagles in the sky. If you ask a question, I wonder why. Ask him. I fucked that up. It don't matter.
Y'all stay safe. There's something going out. It ain't nothing going out. I have to stop saying the same shit at the end of the podcast. You can start working on my good outro. I have a better outro next week, y'all. Love y'all. Next time. Yeah.